Welcome back to another episode of the Bench Mob ENT podcast, the best sports podcast in New Jersey. We got a guest with us. Some of y'all may know him from threads at CL Smooth X. Others may know him as Chris Lindsey with Sport. Chris Lindsey is in the building. How are you doing?
Solid, man. I'm solid. I'm good. Appreciate you having me on here, man. I like
I
this.
appreciate you hopping on, man. I was listening to earlier this week the episode y'all had with you and Griff. I'm listening. I'm like, yo, got the perfect like podcast voice, the absolute perfect podcast voice, radio voice.
Hey, man. Thank you, bro. I try, man. I'll be working on it every day. You know what I mean? So I appreciate
It
that.
sounds it sounds so smooth. Like you could have been on one of them '90s, '80s R&B records, like talking your
Hey,
talk.
man.
But so
Appreciate that.
on this, I like to talk about person a little bit more than what they do or the sport that they love. Hey, I did to Josh do some digging. Couldn't find much on you. I could not find much on you on the internet. So I would just go out and ask you, what's your origin with sports, love of sports that got you started to now where you talk about it on threads, you have your own Instagram page. I know the podcast is probably coming down the pipeline. Like, where did your love for sports grow? Like, what's your origin story?
California, you know what I mean? Just, having that Laker buzz around, being in school, wanting to hoop all the time, having cousins and friends, that really got me into like, basketball mainly. And really my mom, she was really into basketball. So, I remember I used to like go in her room anytime she would be like screaming when it would be like the fourth quarter. And I used to be like, what's she in there yelling about? So I would go in there and, you see a game winner or a buzzer beater or something like that. So really just that and just watching the game. I'm the oldest out of myself and my brother. So I have like older cousins. So I always want to be like them, and they're boy cousins. So, they already were into sports and hooping and stuff when I was like 8, 9 or 10 and they were like 15 and 17. So I was just trying to keep up with them. So, certain things I did like a kid, but then when I was around them, I was, oh, now let me look at Slam magazine. Let me play the Nintendo 64. Let me be cool just like them. You know what I mean? So really it started from when I was younger. My dad, he was super into basketball and everything. So it was just really, it was just from the beginning pretty much, bro.
Hey, I can't knock that. Especially, I had the same thing. I was the oldest out of my siblings. I saw my older sister, but she wasn't around. So I was the example, but I had the cousins that was playing ball, playing sports. I got an older cousin that made it to the league. So it was always like basketball, football in the mix too. Born into it. And like my first Pampers were Cowboys Pampers and a Lakers onesie. Now the Cowboys, we off that. But the Lakers,
You still rolling?
we
You still rolling with the Lakers?
we still rocking with the Lakers. The Cowboys, I got rid of that narcotic. I decided I would just be a fan of the sport of NFL.
That's it, bro.
I
That's
can't.
safer. That's safer. That's a lot safer to be, bro. Because the Cowboys fans they be going through it. They be going through it.
Yo, it was too many years of going to school and getting made fun of and having to argue in school about, oh no, they're going to win it this year.
Listen, man, ain't no way.
So we're gonna get into it. Media day happened. That means the NBA is right around the corner, 2-3 weeks away from opening night. We have some preseason basketball. Little recap, real quick. Who do you feel had the best offseason? If you had to choose two teams, who had the best offseason, and who had an offseason that maybe I should have did more?
Right. No, that's kind of tough. Like, kind of thinking about it, I think the Mavericks had a really solid offseason. I love that addition of Clay to their team. It just made them that much more potent. When you think about how their offenses ran, I think you're going to see Clay maybe how we used to see him a little bit more, especially with having such a great playmaker like Luka. And then Kyrie has a high basketball IQ, so Clay doesn't need to be the guy like the number two. He can really just be that third guy, or some nights he can be number two. You know what I mean? So he's at that point in his career where he really could do that. So I just like what that does for them offensively. Obviously defense is going to be defense. Like, they're going to have to really lock in. But they got enough guys. I like that they added Spencer Dinwiddie back to the team. You know, and they got some of those young guys, Quentin Grimes, Najee Harris. So they added some really good pieces to help them out. Secondly, I probably would say the Thunder. I love that they added Hartenstein, and I love they added Caruso. That pretty much was like, you know, they really needed a big, like, you know what I mean? So what perfect big, just a rim roller, rim protector, lob threat if he needs to be, could hit the little floater from like, you know, 8-9 feet away from the basket. That's all they need. And that's going to make them be even like deadlier. You know what I mean? And then having Caruso playing defense over there with Jalen Williams and those guys, that's going to be solid. They upgraded for sure. They leveled up. So I hope everybody will notice. If I had to pick two teams that Woodley wasn't appeased of, the Bulls probably be the first one. I do like that they added Josh Giddey, which was cool, but I think everybody's kind of ready for Zach LaVine to, you know, get up out of there. You know, I think he could help somewhere else, honestly. You know, I've talked about it multiple times. It's just, I don't know if they hear me or not, but, you know, hopefully they, you know, can start listening and kind of get him moved somewhere. And then also, if I had to pick, I don't know. I'm gonna say the Wolves, man. I don't know if I'm feeling that move. I like it for New York, but for Minnesota, just spacing wise and a little bit how Julius kind of, you know, is not as intentional with the ball when he first gets it, where he kind of needs to play like in a pattern and get his flow going before he scores. With it clogged down there with Rudy, since his jump shot isn't as, you know, locked in like that. Because Ant needs to do the same thing when he got the ball. So I don't know if I'm feeling that one. I feel like they took a step back, low key.
Yeah, specifically, you said a lot, so I'm gonna touch on the one you just said right there. Specifically with that, it's like, y'all just went to the conference championship. Y'all haven't been back there. Y'all haven't won a series in the playoffs since 2004, and y'all don't run. I get
Don't
the
make no
luxury
sense.
tax and all that, but I mean, you was just about to sell the team to A-Rod and them. Now y'all have success. Right. Now you want it back, but then you're not going to do everything to keep success going. It's a little bit confusing. Hopefully it works out for them, especially you got to remember Ant's that he's the alpha there.
Mm-hmm.
Julius, I don't know if he viewed Jalen Brunson as the alpha or they was like on the same level with each other. Coming to this team, there's no confusion of, oh yeah, 1A, 1B. No. And
he top dog for sure.
Embrace that, be the best number 2 option, and do that going there. Like, and I think it'll help if he plays his role and played how we saw with OG, Jalen. If he plays like that for those 12, 14 games that they had, then it could work out. I like that they get shooting with Dante, so it could work out in a perfect world. In a perfect
for sure.
world.
I mean, I tried it on 2K, and I mean, it ain't too bad on 2K. You know what I mean? But the spacing is a little janky, like, you know, just a little bit. But, you know, I'm sure over time, once they figure it out, and plus they're all pros, right? Like, they're going to figure it out regardless. I did forget that they did add White Dante, you know what I mean? So he's perfect for them. I mean, we seen it yesterday what he was doing. So just a little bit of that. And Julius is solid too, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah. So they'll figure it out.
Yeah, hopefully they figure it out, especially for Ant. You get a taste of that. You want to get back. You don't want it to be years in between where he don't get back till 3-4 years down the road. That's what we don't want for Minnesota. We don't want that for Ant, man.
No,
the trajectory
he too good. Yeah, he already rolling. He already got motion.
Exactly.
So you don't want to derail that. So he's gonna have to level up and see what he could do.
You mentioned the Bulls. I don't know what they're doing as a franchise. There's been a lot of questionable decisions by the front office. Why LaVine hasn't gone. You bring in Giddey, who's a good player, but what are you doing now at the point guard position, really? Lonzo's coming back. You got Lonzo, Kobe White, Giddey. So it's one basketball. I don't know how that's going to work out. And I'm a big fan of Lonzo. I think Lonzo, healthy, even though he's coming off the knee surgery and he's not going to be as athletic, I'm taking Lonzo over Giddey 6 out of 7 days of the week.
Yeah, no, that's solid, bro.
The defensive aspect too that he brings. So I could see Giddey being traded by the deadline because it's not going to work. Him, Kobe White, and Giddey wanted a bigger role instead of being what he was in OKC. So if you want that big role and starting, I don't know what Chicago's doing.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I mean, I feel like we've all been asking that question for the last 10 years. Like, what is Chicago doing? You know what I mean? Like, they last like solid team they probably had was when D Wade was there that one random year, and Rondo and all that, like that weird 2017 year when they were playing Boston and they was rolling. Like that probably was like the last time. And they had Jimmy Butler. Like it was weird, bro. It was some weird times. But I mean, yeah, every time I see the moves that they make, I'm just like, man, like just do everybody a favor, get Zach up out of there, but send him to a team where he can contribute. Don't send him to another team where he gonna do the same thing. Like I doubt they're gonna send him anywhere in the East. But watch him end up like in Portland or something like that, and then be back at square one. But him and DeAndre figure it out. I mean, I don't know.
I'll be praying for him if he end up in Portland with all that they got going on over there. Good.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying,
Good.
man.
Good Lord. I throw a team out there too. I had a good season, a good off season, but it wasn't like the teams you mentioned, the Thunder and the Mavericks going towards the championship mindset. I'd say just throw out there. The Nets also had a really good offseason and getting their picks back to be able, because everybody clowned them. The Harden, Kyrie, KD didn't work out. You lost all your picks. You ain't got no future. Ben Simmons ain't playing. Now, this looks completely different for the Nets. You got the coach that you want. You got your picks back. And these next couple of drafts, there's some really good talent coming in. Shout out to Brooklyn. Underrated because they ain't winning nothing, but it still was a pretty.
That's crazy how the tide changed that quick. 3 years ago, we had them, this is the most deadly team we'd ever seen and everything like that. To now they didn't got rid of everybody. But sometimes their trajectory and their rebuild is a lot faster because they have, they got the pieces. And I'm excited to see Ben, you know what I mean? To see what he could do. He's solid, like, regardless of how you feel.
I'm excited too. Like people, of course, rightfully so. This is not a show where we're going to defend Ben.
Nah.
But I think he actually can make an impact and have some type of, if he's healthy. He hasn't been healthy. That's the thing. And I get his side of it, basically trying to get his money. That's a whole episode in itself, the Ben Simmons saga, which we will not get into.
Right.
Before we continue on, I want to touch on what you mentioned with the Mavs and the Thunder, right? That Thunder team is really scary. You add Caruso, you add Hartenstein, you still have SGA, Chet, who we will talk about later in the episode. For those that do not know, we're going to be doing a who would you rather of the future of some of the best players that are under 26, 25 years old. But that's later in the episode. OKC, they set themselves up next 3-4 years. They should be in the conversation of, hey, they might win a championship this year. And they're only getting better. SGA, Jalen Williams, the other Jalen. Yeah. They're a stacked team, and they kind of have a window, though, at the same time. Because you're not going to be able to pay everybody. So I love what they did this offseason, too. Like, beautiful offseason. And then the Mavericks. I really hope we get optimal Clay. I think we'll see a better version of Clay because Clay's happy. That's the type of player he is. Like, he plays well based off of how he's feeling. When he on his boat and he having his boat rides and he acting like he's Jackie Moon. That's when we see the best
happy Clay
version of Clay on the court. When Clay is happy, that's when we see, oh, he is an all-time great. Because some people, I think, forgot that last season.
Right.
He wanted his bread. He felt disrespected. I don't know how many people doing well at their job and you not getting the check that you want. They talking about signing this young bull that ain't done nothing yet. Like the older person that keep getting in trouble that don't show up to work on time. I'll be a little upset too. And for those that's not catching on, we talking about Draymond. This wasn't in the document, but since we brought up Draymond, because they're tied together. Draymond, Clay, Steph will forever be tied together. I know you saw NBA media media day. What did you feel about Draymond's response to the guy saying, "Hey, Warriors fans are a little worried if basically you won't come to work if you're gonna be here"?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm like torn. Like in one instance, I get the question that was asked, but he has to remember, like these dudes in the media, we on the same internet as Draymond, right? Like we see all the antics, we see certain stuff. It's not like we just, the little thing for Men in Black, the neuralizer, you just flick it. Like we can't, bro. We just seen you crashing out the last year, smacking people, doing all type of stuff. You know what I mean? But I think, but then in Draymond's defense, he's probably like, man, like he responded, there's other things to worry about. Like, I'm good. I ain't had to worry about nothing, which is true. However, we got to call a spade a spade. We got to really look at it. There's a reason why this reporter was asking you that. So I don't know. I feel like kind of like right in the middle. You know what I mean?
Hopefully they have a good season, and hopefully he doesn't get suspended. Like you said, you got to call a spade a spade a spade. 55 games you played last year, you missed 17 due to suspension, due to, hey, we need you to sit down and think about what you did. You play those 17 games, it might be a different season. Y'all don't win a championship, but y'all in a different position, which I wish Draymond would have owned it. Like, hey, it wasn't my best season last year. I'll vow to do better, which we know that vow may not actually make sense. But at least if you say it and let us know that, hey, I'm accountable and I understand that I hurt my team last season,
That's
that
all
would
we
have been a
want.
better response.
And the
Because we
fact
all
that
know
he
that
got
he's
his
a
own
successful black
platform,
man.
and right, exactly, and the fact that he got his own platform where he could control that, make it even crazier. It's like, bro, you low key could get ahead of this and just throw that out there. Like, hey, you know what? I was tripping. That's my bad. I was tripping. You go in there and talk about everything else. It's just, and don't get the TNT special where it's all sad with the music and I was really hurt by what happened. And I like, no. Like, bruh, we seen what you did. Just say my bad. And then don't double down and be like, I'll do it again. Cause now you're not learning, bro. Like, I don't know, man. It'd be tricky
Exactly,
over there
man.
sometimes.
It is. And he took it to a place where he tried to make it about the bigger picture where nobody will argue. I would never think I would be here from Saginaw, Michigan when I ain't have a pot to piss in. Like, all right, bro. You had to take it. Exactly. You had to take it. You had to take it there. Who's going to disagree with the Saginaw, Michigan? No pot to piss in. Now I'm a successful black man. All right, Draymond.
He found that card. He was looking for it. He said, "Hold on, let me see. Not this one. Not this. Oh, here we go. Let me use this one." This cat studied that up. Hey man, shout out to Draymond. Man. I mean, listen, as much winning as he's done, and sure he had the odds against him. I see why he feel like he could talk the way he talked, which is fine. But then you gotta be a little realistic at the same time moving forward. You know what I mean? But it's hard to turn that ego off, because you need that. But you still gotta be self-aware regardless.
Yeah, because we don't want Draymond. He play with the edge, which is what's needed, especially for that team. So I've said this for a while. It is a hard balance to find of Draymond with an edge and Draymond crossing that line where he over here trying to portray his favorite WWE stars. Like, it's a
Yeah, that's what I'm
fine.
saying, man. And that's why I think, like, even too, Loki, when they went on their championship run, and the whole podcast thing was an issue, and then they actually won. All that did was make it 10 times more for him to turn up. Like, oh, see, look, I was podding after the game. Remember, he got ejected against Memphis, and he already in the locker room getting his podcast gear in the hotel, and he ready. I'm like, bro. And then they won, so it make it like, see, I won, and I was doing it. Like, I'm like, yeah, it's true, but I don't know, man. It be looking tricky sometimes.
100%. We're gonna go into our game 2024 right now. We'll talk about that rookie class of this year. We saw someone last night, Dalton Connect. We saw Rob Dillingham look pretty solid. We'll talk about them after this. Our game of who would you rather for the future. So I'm gonna say these two names. You let me know who you would want for the future, and I'll go after you. Starting off, Brandon Miller or Franz Wagner.
Man, that's a tough one. Man, I'm as of right now, since he's a little bit more established, I'm gonna go Franz. He like that. He nice. You know what I mean? He one of the guys. He like their second best player. Brandon is super nice too, but this is only his second year, so I'm gonna go Franz on that one, bro.
If Franz gets his jump shot, give me Franz going to the future. But from what we saw with Brandon Miller last year, I wouldn't be upset if anybody chose him. Now, I'm intrigued to see what we see from him with LaMelo back now. So LaMelo got injured, so we got to see him have some playmaking capabilities. See him have the ball in his hands more. I think what happens this season, his scoring goes up because LaMelo's back. LaMelo's gonna give him easier shots. LaMelo actually is one of the best playmakers in the league. So instead of being diplomatic, I'll choose Franz also, just because I don't know if we see that full Brandon Miller again, being that LaMelo is back, but he has that ceiling of a Paul George at his peak,
Yeah,
which I don't
straight
think
up.
Franz has. I don't think
No,
Franz has that ceiling.
no. With all due respect.
We just mentioned him, so perfect transition. Jalen Green or LaMelo Ball?
Man, two California guys. Man. I gotta go Jalen Green in Houston, bro. He's like the prototypical like modern day guard. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like how he plays, skinny, super explosive, got an ego, cocky, got swag. You know what I mean? It's like he's like a Ja disciple. Like Ja's like that new guard prototype. You know, when you playing 2K, you want to make your little archetype, you know, make them slender. Like, I don't know how these dudes be so skinny and they be flying through the air like that. But I'm gonna have to go with them. And I love LaMelo too, but you know what I mean? Shout out Chino Hills, but I gotta then we'll go with with Jalen Green.
Hey, I'm gonna have to go with Jalen Green because LaMelo, we haven't seen a fully healthy season yet from him. Because he has all of the talent, he has all of the skill, oh my gosh, he could be a top 5 point guard. But my issue with him is health. And it seems like, which I think will change as he's older, the maturity aspect, some of the stuff he's doing off the court, it gives me a little cause for concern. That whole team, Charlotte Hornets, they need, I don't know if they need a chaplain. I don't know if they need therapy.
No, brother, they need Rush. They need Rush out there in North Carolina, man. Rush needs to go holler at his boys right there in North Carolina, man. Get them in line, bro.
That's what they need. Rush, an adult. They need an adult in the locker room. Rush could be there. Rush ain't got to play a minute. He could be the vet that lets them know, hey, you shouldn't be in the club tonight. You was 2 for 12. You should be in the gym. Hey,
Pack them up.
Miles, hey, don't go in the studio tonight. We don't need another track.
No bars. I mean, but they do have Kimba. Kimba's there. Assistant coach Walker. Assistant coach Cardiac. You know what I mean? So he can help out a little bit. And I like Charles Lee as a head coach. You know, he's kind of getting his chops together. Someone who's younger could kind of relate to the guy. So maybe that might help. Hopefully it helps LaMelo to stop speeding out of the tunnel. You know what I mean? Like he be flying. Yeah, he be flying.
There was a couple of those videos where he legit almost hit somebody. I'm like, LaMelo, bro, you about
typical
to
California driver, bro. Typical California driver. It's like a simulation out here, bro. It's like F1. You just hop in the car and just go. I'm like, man, no lights, no stop. All right, for sure. You got it.
No turn signal, no nothing. No look left, no look right. Oh, one of the bigs. We're gonna talk about the bigs. Evan Mobley or Jaren Jackson Jr. Two bigs that are touted as very good defensively. One have a offensive game in the future going forward between those two players.
Man, you know, I may have to go, and I love Triple J, you know what I mean? But I feel like a lot of his offense is predicated on what his guards can do for him. You know what I mean? With him and Ja, that's more of a potent tandem. And I feel like Evan Mobley, he plays on the team where he really can't showcase a lot of his talent because of his role. But if they were to like take the cuffs off and actually let him go, his ceiling will be super high. Being that tall and athletic, shoot, could pass, you know, score and everything like that. I'll probably go with Mobley on that one.
We saw it when Jared Allen went out.
Mm-hmm.
I feel it's the same thing too with Jay Green. if they was on different teams,
Mm-hmm.
we would probably see their fullest capacity, maybe a different version of them. Jalen Green, when you saw he had his best ball when Sengun was in there.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he need, especially with some of the people that they brought in this offseason, that's a stack loaded team where I can see MA having a short leash, like, oh, you off to a slow start. I got one of these Thompson twins behind you that's ready.
Right.
That's going to do everything I ask him to do that don't have nothing to do with scoring. So same with Mobile, I don't think he had a short leash, but I think we saw the best version of him when Jared Allen was in there. So hopefully he gets some of that same opportunities offensively this season. Because if they let that happen and we see that Mobley, the Cavs are in a different conversation. They might be one of those sneaky teams that you don't want to see in the playoffs. But it's all, I think the X factor is Evan Mobley.
Yeah, he's the guy, bro. I know Kevin Love, when he was there, he was saying he kind of reminded him of a young Kevin Garnett, at least skill wise, not his intensity and just how he is, but just his skill set. I know he had kind of alluded to that. But I mean, having a new coach, Kenny Atkinson, that can help out. Just I know JB Bickerstaff kind of had them doing certain things, but maybe with Kenny, it might be something a little different.
We're going to go to the next one. We got Paolo, Banchero, Chet Holmgren.
Let me find a coin real quick so I can flip it. That's crazy. Oh man. All right, I'll be quick. I'm gonna go Paolo. Yeah, I like PB.
Paolo, he has a higher ceiling. He does more. Chet is good. He's gonna have a great season again. Great. Let me not throw that word around. He's gonna have a good season. He's on a great team. He's not asked to do nowhere near as much as PB. And I don't know if he put him in the same situation, if he'd be able to fulfill all that Paolo does on the court for his team. That's how I view it. But don't get it twisted. Chet is going to have a long, really good career. He's just on a team that he's third option.
Yeah. No, exactly. It fluctuates. You know what I mean? A lot of what he does is predicated on SGA, and the gravity that he pulls, which keeps him open. The defense doesn't have to really focus on Chet like that, at least as of not right now. Whereas, and then he got Jalen Williams too. So it's kind of like he could kind of be a little bit free, and not a lot of guys are his height. Where I feel like Paolo, he's a 4. You know what I mean? So he going against all the big guys. He could shoot. I mean, he got a lot of attitude. He got a lot of skill, a lot of game. And, he one of the rare Duke guys that actually make an impact when they first get drafted. You know what I mean? He one of the rare ones that come in and actually do something, because some of them Duke guys be looking tricky when they come out of college. I'd be like, man, y'all really listen to them? You know what I mean? But
I'm glad
he's
you
solid,
said
though.
it. I'm glad you said it. I don't like to say it because I'm a UNC Tar Heel fan. So it always sounds like I'm
hating, yeah.
But I'm glad you said it. Because them Duke guys be having a lot of question marks outside of the Grant Hills and the Kyries. Of course, you could throw those names out there. When you look at the long list of Duke,
Gerald Henderson and Dante Jones, you know what I'm saying? Jaleel Okafor, shout out to Jaleel, you know what I mean? But sometimes it'd be looking Cam Reddish. It'd be looking crazy sometimes, where I'd be like the Plumlee brothers, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kyle Singler.
You saying all of them. You saying all of them.
Chris Duhon, all of them, bro. Carlos Boozer was good. He got, Elton Brand, all them, but certain ones was looking tricky. Sheldon Williams.
Oh, yeah.
Like, come on, man. What are we doing?
You going down the list of them. Sheldon wasn't that good on his NBA career, solid, but it wasn't as what they expected.
Yeah.
He lost on the court and off the court. Shout out to Candace Parker.
Shout out to him. Shout out to them. It's free them, man. And now that they switched it up.
Josh Giddey or Scoot Henderson?
Oh man. Let's see, two different type of guards. I'm gonna have to go. Yeah, Scoot. I mean, it looked a little different for him this year. You know what I mean? Well, last season, obviously he's a rookie. Um, maybe he got drafted a little too high, so that expectation is always there. But yeah, I'll probably say Scoot. I'll give him another chance. And I like Josh. He got game. You know what I mean? He gets a solid shooter, playmaker. Now he'll have that role more in Chicago to do that. Now that he's focused, he can kind of put certain things aside and he can focus on the game. But like you said, that log jam that they got at the point guard is going to be something to see. But yeah, I would say Scoot. He really don't have anybody in his way over there in Portland. And he got great coach with Chauncey. He got Anthony and those guys and Shaden and DeAndre. So they have a nucleus already if they could put it together.
Yeah, I'm intrigued to see what they do over there in Portland because reports came out literally right before we started. Shaden Sharp's supposed to be out 4 to 6 weeks. So it's like, can we see the nucleus all together at once would be optimal, but we know it's injuries in the league. It's not 2K. You can't turn the injuries off.
Nah, you can't turn those off, bro. You can't turn those off.
You can't turn them off. But I like Scoot over Josh. My concern with Josh, we mentioned it earlier, on the defensive side, I don't think I've seen him compete, not once.
No.
So that's always my concern. Scoot at least is competing on both sides. We heard it was something with the vision last year. He got the glasses.
Oh yeah, he had the joints on. That's right. Yeah, that's right. He did have the Cartier frames. That's right. He had them on.
We'll see how the Cartier frames look for a whole season. Chauncey Billups coming back. I'm sure he's motivated to have a better season. So I'm going with Scoot. Jalen Suggs or Jaden Ivey.
Man, I like those guys both. Man, who has more of a chance to make the impact? Probably Suggs. You know what I mean? He's key for Orlando, and then they added KCP. So now he slides into a little bit of a different role. Him and Cole Anthony. Yeah, there we go. They all kind of have like a nice little nucleus going for them already. But man, yeah, that's tough. Jaden Ivey's tough too. Defense, offense, he's got to stay healthy. Obviously, unfortunately, not many people watch the Pistons right now, but they're slowly building him and Cade and Jalen Duren. You add like Tim Hardaway and a couple guys over there to kind of help him out. Tobias. But yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Jalen Suggs. I just kind of like what he's done so far in his career. Any big shot taker, you know what I mean? He ain't scared. We saw him in college do it a few times, against my Bruins, which hurt, but it's all right, But yeah, I'm gonna have to roll with Jalen Suggs.
Jalen gets to slide in to have some more of those point guard duties, which with a KCP, Paolo, that's a pretty nice. It's a pretty nice job as a point guard. You got some options right there, Franz. They got a pretty solid team. I'm gonna go Jaden Ivey. I think what ended up happening last year, for whatever reason, I don't know what Monty Williams was on. I don't know why. At any point, he had what's my man's name? He on the Nets now. My man from France.
Man, I'm drawing a blank. I know you're talking. Yeah, there we go. Yeah,
Hayes.
Yeah, Killian Hayes.
He started Killian.
Yeah.
Over Ivy. No, sir. I was questioning everything right there when Monty Williams did that. No, sir. No. And the man then requested a release from the Pistons as if he was a wanted player around the league.
Yeah, he was over it. He's like, get me up out of here, man.
No. I think we saw spurts of it last year, especially after All-Star break, even in the All-Star game when he was going at it with Mathurin. I like what I saw. I think between Jaden Ivey and we talking about Jalen Suggs, I feel like Jaden Ivey has a higher possible ceiling. I think Jalen will be a really good at his role. Defensively, Oh my gosh. Jalen Suggs.
He get to it.
So I think it's splitting hairs when it comes to those two, but I'm going to go with Jaden Ivey on that one. Next one we got for you. Scotty Barnes or Jalen Williams. Now, I know this wasn't the original names on it, but I realized that I repeated Franz on two things, so I had to switch it up.
Nah, you
Scotty
good, bro.
Barnes, Scotty Barnes, or Jalen Williams, and I think you know the Jalen we talking about, J-Dub.
Right. J-Dub, not the other joint. Man, you killing me with these, bro. This is tough. I mean, Scotty Barnes is nice. I mean, he goofy when he be out there, but he be putting in work when he be hooping. You know what I mean? Again, I think almost Jalen Williams falls into the same category, like we said with Chet. His duties of what he has to do are predicated a lot on what Shea does and then what Chet does. So it makes it easier for him where he's not really like the focal point of the offense unless there's like an injury or something like that. You know what I mean? So I think if them just having those guys, that kind of adds to that. But man, yeah, I'm gonna have to Jalen. Yeah, ooh, man, yeah. I don't know, bro. I don't know. You go. Maybe it might come up with something else.
I think I'm going with J-Dub because I feel J-Dub, that's a perennial all-star we're looking at. I think he's a legit number two. You mentioned, yes, of course, SGA makes everything easier for him, but I think it'll be the same type of build that you have Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. I think it'll be the same type of thing where, hey, they both need each other to get to the level that they want to get to. They're both valuable to their team. Not that we're going to have conversations where we're talking about, yeah, Jaylen Brown is better than Jason Tatum. I don't think we'll have those conversations in OKC. Jalen Williams is better than SGA. I don't think we'll have that same type of divisiveness that they got going over in Boston.
Not at all.
But I see the similar type of storyline coming for them, like two players that really could be top 10, top 15, leading their team to be in that conversation where they're going to have that Celtics run finals, whether they win or lose, finals, whether they win or lose, Western Conference Finals. They're going to be in that mix for a good 5 years. So I got to go with J-Dub.
Yeah, I mean, you said it perfectly. I think Scotty, I mean, he obviously has the ball more. They kind of run certain things through him and for him over there in Toronto. But just the intangibles and what Jalen Williams is able to do on defense as well, he's going to be one of those elite, like 3-level scorers. That's going to be like if Shea ain't got it going on or Chet don't got it, he got it. You know what I mean? And that actually does a lot. And he has a higher ceiling because Scotty, even though he won Rookie of the Year, where does his game go from where it's at now? I'm sure it's going to go up and increase in certain levels, but I don't think it's going to be like a drastic change to where it's going to like change the trajectory of their team or what they have going forward. You know what I mean? Where if Jalen Williams has a bad game, that could potentially mess up what goes on with Oklahoma. So that's how important he is over there. So yeah, see, you helped me out, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, we're going to go with J-Dub.
Facts. Like you said, last thing, when we talk about Scotty Barnes, that Toronto team, I don't think, even if he had his best season, we see the best version of Scotty. And shout out to him, he's a father now, so that father strength going to kick in. It's going to hit different.
Always.
It's going to be a little different. You got a little extra motivation. But his best season, I don't think we talking about Toronto. And hey, if he goes off and him, RJ Barrett, and quickly figure something out, BBQ, if they figure something out, I'd love to be wrong and come back on here and be like, yo, Toronto, they made the play in.
Right, for sure.
Nobody expected
you're
that.
You're right. No, that's true. I feel that.
I think they a little ways to go. And I think they know that too. So it'll just be kind of like just get better season, see if we have a good nucleus between Barrett, Barnes, quickly, see what we got there. We got 2 more left because we're not going to make this a 4-hour episode because we are not the Bill Simmons podcast. It's not the Joe Button podcast. And we know y'all, unless it's them, y'all don't have a good attention span. So we're going to make sure we got a couple more left, and then we got the players of this class right here. I sent a couple. I'm trying to see which ones should I choose. We're going to go. The last 2 we'll go with is Tyrese Maxey, Tyrese Halliburton. And I got one more for you after that. Tyrese Maxey, Tyrese Halliburton. Both went off last year, had really good seasons. They're both under 25.
Man,
Who you want going forward?
I'm gonna go Tyrese Gibson. No, I'm just playing. No, I'm just playing. No, but you know what? I'm gonna go Maxi. And I love Hallie too. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna go with Maxi. I think he got the modern guard skill, kind of like we were talking about earlier. But so does Halliburton too. With his playmaking and everything as well, and just the energy he brings. I mean, he's the guy over there, and Maxi is like the second guy playing with Joel and now Paul. Like, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm gonna have to go probably Maxi because I think if Joel gets hurt, you still can rely on Tyrese to get you 35. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he could do that. Not saying that Halliburton can't, but he still has to facilitate and get everybody else going. Nimhard and Ben Mathurin and Miles and all those guys, TJ. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Maxi.
I'm gonna have to agree. I'm gonna go with Maxi. I'm intrigued to see what they do this season now that he has Paul George there, because I think it was however many games without Embiid. He pretty much averaged the same thing. It was 26, 27 points, same thing that he did. I think his assist went up a little bit. I'm intrigued to see what happens with Paul George being there now, how they decide to sacrifice. Embiid's not the one that's going to have to sacrifice, I don't think. That's the focal point. That's the guy. You got to, as Shaq said, you got to feed the big fella. You feed the big fella. Let him get his touches.
Straight up.
But I think it's between those two, and I think it's a good problem to have, because to have Paul George is possibly your third option.
That's what I'm saying.
Paul George
good money.
third option?
Being guarded by the third best player on the team. Come on, bro. That's what I'm saying.
And it takes, and outside of the Celtics and the Knicks and the teams of like that, the OKCs, most teams don't have that many wing defenders to be like, we got somebody on Maxi, we got somebody on Paul, and we got a big to go guard Joel. And they have shooting with Gordon. He's a shooter. You got Kyle Lowry coming back, who's going to be motivated. I think we'll see
Caleb Martin.
Yeah, Caleb Martin.
Who's it? Kelly Oubre.
The East is.
Yeah. The East, it flipped from the last couple of years. It's really the Big East right now. You know what I mean? So
facts.
I don't know.
15, 16, 17 days away to opening night, because the East West it's going to be a zoo. Last one before we
can't wait.
Facts. Last one before we transition. This I know will have people on both sides of the fence for this one. I'll make sure you see what you pick. We might pick the same thing. I don't know. We've picked some of the same players already. And I'm not going to be a contrarian and just be like, oh, he said this player, so I'm going to choose the other player.
Right.
But Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, got to say the full government, or Anthony Edwards, going forward, who do you want?
Bruh. Man. Ooh.
Sidebar, you sounded just like the meme, bruh. You sounded
bruh. I can't say Shai Gilgeous, Anthony Edwards. I can't say that. That's not the SGA I'm looking for. You know what? I'm gonna go quick. Shai Gilgeous. I'm gonna go Shai. SGA. We born the same day. That's my guy. I'm rolling with him. And I love Ant, but I like I'm gonna go with the Canadian, man. I'm gonna go with SGA.
Yeah, this is a tough one. This is a tough one. It's picking hairs. Is what's your preference? What do you like? I wrote down the name, and I don't even know who I would truly pick. I'm gonna have to go with just neither of them have my birthday, so I don't have that in common with either right there. Dang. There's no wrong answer. I'm going Anthony Edwards. I like the trajectory that he's on. I think he possibly could be in that conversation for one of the faces of the league. The thing is, which people forget, depending on what that man over there in Memphis do this season, it's a guy over in Memphis that was supposed to be the face of the league. Some stuff happened. That guy, this season, we might see that again
A
where
lot about to change, bro.
y'all forgot, rightfully so, not seen, forgotten, but SGA, Ant, John Morant, those three right there, face of the league. The league is in a very, I know we all gonna miss when Bron, Steph, and KD retire, but SGA, Ja, Luka, Anthony Edwards. I don't know if I want to do a episode after this ever again, picking between those players.
Bro, it's like the 2000s, like when Mike first retired in '98, where it was Kobe, AI, T-Mac, Shaq, Duncan, Sheed, KG, Steve Francis. Like, you couldn't go wrong. There was like no one singular face of the league. The only thing that separated them was winning, and that was all Shaq and Kobe. You know what I mean? So until one of them 3 or 4 dudes, JT already is out of that. He already up here now. Like, he cool. He could roll. So now, who else out of that next bunch? Like, you know what I mean? Like Ant, SGA, and Ja, that's Kobe, AI, and T-Mac. It's like, so who gonna win first and take their team to the next level? So that's why, like, Shea, he kind of got that he the next closest to really get there. You know, and his team got better. I know we talked about Ant's team, about how they're gonna have to figure some things out. But I mean, I got Shea for MVP this year. So it's like, you know, but again, you can't go wrong with either of them. And I ain't forgot about Ja either, because he really about to shock a lot of people, because they literally were calling him the face. Like, he still must see TV. You know, he's like D Rose 2.0. You know what I mean? He had them bumping over there in Memphis too. He had Moneybag Yo and Yo Gotti all courtside with, you know, doing all. He had it going over there,
You
bro.
had games on TNT where the crowd is screaming out loud, and even if they want to mute it, whoop that trick, whoop that trick. In Memphis on national TV, he had that place jumping,
Hard.
jumping. So that was one of my sleeper teams in the West. But going
Facts.
forward, I go with Ant. I think we can see a type of Kobe-esque tear in regards of scoring, especially now with Cat out. So that's what I'm intrigued to look forward to, because I think if they can get it done somehow with losing a Cat, or they end up with a better record somehow than OKC, who has a better, more stacked team, that's where I think might put them over the edge. Like you said, it's going to be winning. And when you look at the 2000s, some of those all NBA teams, wait, how was T-Mac all NBA second team? It was that stacked. So work in the NBA media back then and have to make those choices, I know they ain't getting no sleep.
Nah, you're not getting no sleep. That's why Shaq didn't win unanimous, man. Somebody had to do something.
2024, this rookie class, who are some of the players that you're excited to see? Who's your rookie of the year pick? Who do you think is gonna, like, what comes to your mind? What are you looking forward to the most with this rookie class?
I think you know, obviously it wasn't like a big name class. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna keep it simple. I like it was a Dillingham from yesterday. I like, you know, he got a motor, and he with in the perfect situation with Ant, like somebody who's just like, just go get it, bro. He, like, you know what I mean? I really like him, but, you know, not trying to be biased, but just being out here on the West Coast, seeing Dalton connect, he might be the steal of the draft. He's probably my favorite. I don't think he'll win Rookie of the Year just because of the team that he's on, and he probably won't play, but as much, you know, outside of the G League. But who knows? He may get a lot of looks this year with JJ as a coach. But he probably might be the best rookie in the group, you know, out of the names, I think. So I'm gonna go with Dalton.
I like that list right there. Who would you have as your rookie of the year?
Uh, man, what's the guy from the Hawks? Number one pick. What's his name? I'm drawing a blank.
Ricochet.
Yeah, there we go. I think I might roll with him because he gonna get more of that green light to kind of go crazy. You know, the team is kind of working its way up. They don't have a lot of expectations. You got the trade thing involved. You know what I mean? I think he's gonna, and no DeJounte there either. So I think he might be able to do it, bro.
I'm intrigued to see what happens in that situation. Atlanta's another team. Is like I'm not sure what the front office is doing. I don't know what the goal is. I don't know what the vision is for the team. It was talks of trading Trey, trading DeJounte. Let's blow it all up. Actually, we're gonna be a playoff team. I don't know what's going on with them. He does have the best opportunity, playing time. He'll get the shots. I'm intrigued. I'm looking at the Rob Dillingham's, Dawson Connects. Intrigued to see how they play. I like those two picks. I don't think they win Rookie of the Year. I think Rookie of the Year probably be factored in with winning because I don't think any of those rookies come in ready where they're going to be averaging 20, 25 like we saw with a Melo or Bron, even last year with
Wimby and all
Paolo,
them.
like Wimby. Like I don't think we'll see that immediately from them. So I think winning will come into factor. Like how do they play in winning situations? So I gotta go look and making my picks later this week of who actually will win Rookie of the Year. But I'm more intrigued, like you said, some of those players that on in squad, I guess you would say, that's going to be coming off the bench, but still have impacts. And that's where I think Rob Dillingham averages 12 or 14 off the bench for Minnesota Timberwolves going towards the. You might mess around and see him win Rookie of the Year off of that strength because I don't think anybody's going to have a dominant rookie season out of this class. That's just me. Fourth quarter segment, a little fun. Everybody said that's what the show. We ask some regular, type of questions, some questions outside sports to talk about. We are foodies on this show. I love to cook. I love to eat. I eat for four, even though I may not look at it by my body type, but I do eat for four. What's your one meal you can eat and never get tired of?
One meal I can eat, never get tired of. Man, it's probably pasta, bro. It gotta be pasta. It's just, but it gotta be like white sauce pasta, not spaghetti. Like, you know what I mean? Like it gotta be like what's the Roman dish? Cacio e pepe. You know what I mean? Like just cheese and pepper, something like that. Like, yeah, just fill me up with that,
Okay.
man. You know, that's all I need. Like I can eat that every single day, bro. Throw a little bacon in there or get fancy, as they call it, the guanciale, the little beef cheek. You put that in there,
Oh, he
cook it up.
dropping.
That's just something like that, something light. That's what I be
Dang,
on, man.
yo.
That's what I like.
He dropping dimes in here, some knowledge, some food tips. We ain't gonna turn this into the Food Network episode because he said a lot of good eats right there. You're a member of the Threads community. You're part of NBA Threads, MLB Threads. You're part of the NFL Thread. You any thread you could probably think of. Like not you were part of a lot of threads, a part of the community. So if you want to choose one of your thread communities or you want to choose out of all of your communities, I want you to build your starting five of thread accounts, thread peoples that you follow. Your starting five of your thread follows.
Man, I'm gonna keep it in the basketball sector. You
Okay.
know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure I'll probably leave some people out. So forgive me if you're watching this. But off the top, I gotta have, I'm gonna get Griff in there. Gotta get Griff. I'm gonna get y'all in there. Uh, I'm
We
gonna
got
get
Griff at the point. Got us at the two.
yeah. Now I'm gonna get Lexus. Gotta get her in there. She can hoop. She got the baby on the way, so shout out to her and Ken. I'm gonna go with Rush. You gotta have Rush on there, man. Just to have him on there. You know what I mean? It's my guy. And then I might go with my guy, the mid range basketball man. He putting in work right now. He a a coach. He got it all. You know what I mean? Great videos, great content. He know what he talking about. He know ball for sure. So that'll be my 5: mid range, Lex, Griff, Yaw, and Rush.
I think that starting 5 goes 82-0 if we put that through the 2K simulation right there.
I'm just saying, 16-0 in the playoffs. Like, what are we doing? Like, you know what I mean? We not losing.
All right, we talked about it with the young players, the rookie class this year. If you had to pick, give me your Eastern Conference winner, your Western Conference winner, and then who wins it all.
Oh man, Eastern Conference winner. Let's see. The matchup is probably going to be Philadelphia in Boston, and then, you know what? I think I got Philly getting over the hump this time. I'm gonna put them in the finals. You know what I mean? I think I like what they got going over there on Broad Street. You know what I mean? I'm gonna put them over the hump, and I'm gonna get them in the finals. And if Luka is healthy and that whole team is healthy, even though they're a little bit older, I would say Dallas. But if I had to pick to that, I'll probably do Oklahoma. So I'll do Oklahoma versus Philadelphia. And out of those two, Philadelphia. I'm gonna go Philadelphia, man. I'm gonna put it out there right now. So they better not let me down either, because I gotta show my face in these streets. You know what I mean? I gotta hold it down for my guy, Palmdale P. You know, LA County representative. You know what I mean? So gotta hold it down. So I got the Sixers against Oklahoma.
Sixers. What do you think that goes against OKC? 6 or 7?
Let's see. It depends on who has home court, but more than likely, I would say Oklahoma has home court. So if the Sixers want to win, they got to win that 6. They got to get at least one on the road, at least, so they can win their home games. Don't lose that home. Get one on the road, win the chip. So I would say Sixers and 6.
I could see that happening off the strength of, you mentioned the Celtics and you mentioned OKC. Neither of those teams truly have anybody for Embiid. I love the Hartenstein signing. Chet, that's great. There's no true answer for Embiid. And I think with the sign of a Paul George and the Kelly Oubres and the Kyle Lowrys, and we go down the list of the players, we see a season where Embiid doesn't have to put out as much. We see a season where we can see Embiid plays maybe 65, 70 games. You can rest him. You ain't got to play him, and you'll still have a very productive season. You won't miss out on wins with Tyrese and a Paul George. Even if Paul George went to sit, we saw Tyrese by himself with the rest of that crew. They still winning games. So you might see the healthiest version of Embiid and a healthy Embiid in the playoffs, which we really haven't seen. That's a scary Embiid to have to go deal with. Because if Denver don't make it, there's nobody really in the league that has an answer for Joel Embiid. And I'm not saying Jokic is the answer. Jokic just has the girth to be able to guard him. But when they go back and forth, you get 30, I get 30 and 20 and 10. They're going to get their stats. But he's the best option in the whole league to go deal with that man Embiid. And if they win, we might see a resurgence of, let's get some regular old school bigs. We might see a resurgence if they win.
Right, exactly.
You got an LA Dodgers hat on. This might be a stupid question. This might be a stupid question, but I have to ask, who's your World Series pick to win it all?
Probably the Yankees. No, just play. No, man. Come on. It's home team all day. You gotta go to the Dodgers, man. We got too much on the line. Even though I am a little nervous with the Padres, I know they play in about 2 hours from now. But yeah, no, I got the Dodgers, man. It's our time. You know, we did it in 2020. Didn't get a parade. Had the little shortened situation going on. Had to play in Texas, so the city needs it, bro. Like low-key, the Dodgers are a bigger team out here than the Lakers. You know what I mean? So I got the Dodgers winning it, man, against the Yankees.
As of late, they are, because they've done more winning. I'm hoping I'm hoping that changes sooner than later for the Lakers because we didn't get a parade either. Y'all might actually get a parade. I don't know if we'll ever get a parade. Dodgers might win this year, so they'll get a makeup parade, and you could probably bring back the team that whoever's not on the team from 2020, come back, celebrate,
bring it all together.
Bring it all together. That's not gonna happen on the day for the Lakers anytime soon. So. Shout out to the Dodgers.
Shout out to the Dodgers, man.
Gotta get a little WNBA in there to end off the episode.
All right.
Because you're part of WNBA threads also. The playoffs is going on right now. I'll ask you your picks, but before we get into that, keeping the same theme of the young players, the players that are under 25, if you had to choose your top 5 WNBA players under 25. I throw some names out there. Leah Edwards, 22. Aaliyah Boston, 22. Angel Reese, 22. This whole class that just came in. Caitlin Clark, Cameron Brink, Alyssa Peely. You, of course, got Nika Newell in there. Kate Martin, Naira Sabali, Stephanie Suarez, Victoria Saxton, Kennedy Carter just hit 25.
Man. Let me see. I'm going to think Caitlin Clark, Clayton Clark, Clayton. No, for real. I'm going to go, let's see. No order. Obviously, Caitlin. I'm going to go Cameron Brink. I like Rakia. Man, I do like Aaliyah Boston too. She nice. You know what? I know she just got hurt. Nika, I know she just got hurt. But I think in the right situation, I think she really going to, pop off as well. But she got to get better. But I'm going to go Angel. Just the usual suspects, the ones that are like really going to be carrying it for a while until, like Juju and Paige and, all them get there. But, we going to get back to that. You know what I mean? Eventually.
Oh no. We will talk about that at some point, and we'll make sure to have you on. Maybe this episode where it's me, you, and Jared hop on, because we talked about it the day we was texted. This class coming in.
Yeah.
Shout out to Angel Reese's rebounding record. Caitlin Clark broke 14.5 records. But this class coming in, Paige, Juju, there's obviously a bunch more, but those two right there, I think I've said this quietly, but I'll say this here, and I'll get your WNBA finals picks. I think Juju Watkins has the ceiling to be the greatest ever to touch a basketball in the WNBA.
1000%. Absolutely. I agree. You know what I mean? And she from the city too. You know what I mean? Great person, great family. Shout out to Judea. You know what I mean? She hold it down, bro. She got game. And she like that. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna roll with her for sure to kind of take that crown. That's just why I hope, the Sparks kind of trip up a little bit next year. So then that following draft, she can, do the whole LA experience, SC, go that way. You know what I'm saying?
That would be bananas.
Her, Cam, Rakia. Come on, bro.
That combo right there.
That's what I'm saying. I need that. Or Paige. One of them. You know what I mean? Either or. Because after this season is when they could play, they could get drafted, right? But I'm
saying, Paige, yeah. Paige could get drafted. Juju still got to play this season and the following season.
All right, bet.
It's cool. She get to get better more. She was with DeMar DeRozan and PG and all of them getting better at the game. But I think Juju could come in right now, personally. This
easy.
You could ask Rush, you guys, Jared. I've been saying for at least 2 years now. Hey, that girl over there, Juju. Juju.
She nice, bro.
She's the one. I'm telling people. Shout out what Caitlin Clark did this season. But watch when
she gonna level it up. Yeah, no, she gonna level it up, bro.
Watch when Juju gets into the league.
She gonna go crazy. She got every skill, everything.
She has every single thing, offensively, defensively, every single thing. You make it to the W and put you around like-minded, skilled talent around you where you don't have to carry, and you having a 51-point game last year she had.
That's what
You're
I'm
not gonna
saying.
have to do that, but just to know that you got that in the bag to be able to be like, you know what?
Let
It's
me
a
drop this
game that
50 piece off. You know what I mean?
Cameron might be hurt. Ricky is not having a good game. I could go drop 50. Let me
You
pull
just
out the
put that
50
on.
piece. Let me pull out the 50 piece. Hey, I'm rocking with Juju every single. I can't wait till she gets to the league.
Say, man. She got the aura too. I know the young people say that word aura or whatever. You know, I'll be reading about that and saying I had to look it up to see what it meant. But I was at the Drew League last year and I seen her walk in and everybody was just like, oh my God. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's her. And that was a little before the season started last summer. So yeah, she got it. She got it all.
She got it. Every single. She has everything. Who do you have actually winning the finals? Now the Aces got their first win. It's 2-1. They look tired, honestly, from the Olympics and then trying to run back for a third title. They look tired as a team. Who do you have winning the actual finals? On the other side, we got Lynx and Connecticut Sun, who they another team that has just been in the conversation year after year after year. And I think they might have been able to get it done last year if I believe it's Brianna Jones, their center, wasn't hurt. If she wasn't hurt, I think they make it to the finals. She was a huge piece last year, got off to an all-star season and then got injured. And Connecticut being the great team they are, they still figure it out. But
Yeah,
they're over
I
there.
mean, man,
I got Minnesota. Lafisha Collier is
hooping. Listen, she nice, bro. And it's funny, like her husband, you know, he's like a big time trainer. You know, Alex Bazell, you know, he trained like pro level. So it's almost like a cheat code where, you know what I mean? He just like, you know what, I train these dudes. He done had Katie at the gym, Kyrie, Trey, everybody you name it. And she right there, you know, so she getting free game, but she's already her own level by herself. But if I had to pick, I've been kind of rolling with them from the beginning of the season was the Liberty. Just seeing how they were, their focus. Sometimes if you lose, you come back 10 times hungrier. And you could tell they ain't let nothing get in their way. Even Sabrina had that bad shooting performance yesterday, which was unlike her. They're going to have to win at least. He's got to win one more. You know what I mean? So I think if they're able to kind of put that together, they're going to be solid. So I got the Liberty. I think they're going to play against the Lynx. And that's going to be a lot of buckets, a lot of scoring. It's going to be good bump. You know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to that one. But I got the Lynx, and I say no, I got the Liberty. My bad. I got the Liberty winning, beating the Lynx. But I was saying 5 games. Let's go 5 games with that one. Need all of it. You know what I mean?
As an Aces fan, I'm hoping they figure it out.
Right.
But the Liberty, they've been locked in from day one. And Sabrina's having MVP level play all season, postseason. She had the one bad game, which is expected. Ain't nobody going to go every single game 50, 40, 90, 80. Like, that's not life. This is not 2K with the game sliders turned all the way up.
This ain't 2K, bro. This ain't 2K.
This ain't 2K. But being unbiased, I think the Liberty play the Lynx also. And I think because they and they're going at the 3-peat. But I'm going to go with the Liberty winning it too. Liberty won it. They didn't hurts as an Aces fan to say that. But
hey man, hey, you just gotta call like you see it sometimes. You just gotta call like you see it sometimes, man. You got eyes.
It's their year. And Becky Hannon's already come out and said that she's felt her team's been distracted all season. So
I mean, the whole Olympic team was the Aces, right? So they cooked right now. You know, that's a lot of basketball in 3 straight years, which is hard to three-peat, you know. So
exactly, we ain't seen it outside of the Comets 3-peat.
4.
That's right. Outside of comments,
They won the first four. So then I think
shout
the
out to Cheryl
Sparks were
Swoop.
able to get. Yeah. I think
I know.
the Sparks won back to back. I think
Yeah,
when
back to
Shaq and
back.
Kobe were winning back to back. Yeah. I think they did 99, 2000, 2001, or 01, 2, something like that. So
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
That's all I have. But somebody asked this in the chat. So if you want to give your input on this, you let me know. Somebody asked, what do you guys think of D Mitch and the Cavs? And he said after that, what's their ceiling? It got cut off in his message, I guess. He said after that, what's the ceiling? So what do you think? See, ceiling. I guess it got cut off.
The
What do you think the
C's, I
ceiling
think.
is for the Cavs?
Oh, for the Cavs. Oh man, I
Yeah.
think they're gonna be one of those top 4 seeds, like usual. I don't have them being under 5. They obviously, since the Knicks are a little bit new, they're going to be obviously a little bit better than the Knicks. Just off of that, they don't have anything to get used to outside of their coach, but they have the same core players that they've had the last 2 to 3 seasons. So I could see them being, third seed, fourth seed. Donovan's a tremendous playoff performer. It's just always something that just happens. But I think a good season for them would be if they get to the conference finals, but they were going to have to beat either Indiana, they're going to have to beat New York, or they're going to have to beat um, Orlando. You know what I mean? So they're kind of like in that tier of teams, like you know what I mean. But I mean, I like them a lot. They're gonna win a lot of games. I got them winning over 50, and but I do got them maybe getting to the second round, and then I don't know, might be a little tough.
This is the last one because, like I said, we're not gonna have a 4-hour episode,
Yeah.
and the Dodgers about to hop on, and we appreciate Chris hopping on with us. CL Smooth. Make sure you follow him on Threads. Make sure you follow the ball page on Instagram. Follow everything. We're gonna make sure we link it in the bio and the description on YouTube. All that good stuff.
Yes,
But do
sir.
you think two ball dominant guards can coexist? And I'm guessing he's still on that same vein of Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, I think so. It just depends on how they play with each other, right? It's always a nice luxury to have 2 guards who can do the same thing, but even if someone's off the ball, sometimes having that duplication can present problems, but then your IQ has to kick in. You know what I mean? And that's the key. Can I screen for him? Can I, play in drop coverage if they're right here? Can I shoot? Can I get him open? Stuff like that. I think so. I think so, especially in this modern day of the NBA. I think absolutely 2 ball dominant guards can coexist. They just got to use their IQ and be creative in their scoring. They both can't just be strictly jump shooters. Someone got to get down to the paint, which is more Donovan's lane. Someone got to shoot, catch and shoot, going right, going left. Off a pin down. That could be Darius off the dribble. So I think so. It just all depends on how it looks and what they're able to do. But if you can screen for each other, rebound, do all that other stuff, then usually it works. But you have to work together in order for it to do there. You can't be like your turn, my turn. That can't
Yeah.
work.
Yeah. He mentioned Dame, CJ, Trey, DeJounte Murray, Garland, and D Mitch. Everything you said. And the only addition I would add to that is, hey, one of y'all got to be able to move without the ball. That's the IQ aspect. That's what moves on. Because specifically in that situation, eyes are going to be on D Mitch. Somebody's going to sleep, whether it's the person that's guarding Garland, guarding Yang, guarding Levert. Somebody's going to fall asleep because Donovan Mitchell, he garners everybody's eyes on the court. The people that's on the bench watching, the people that's in the stands, it's going to be all eyes on him. Can you cut without the ball? And he just said that's why Steph is great. Exactly why Steph is great. Steph can
Yeah,
play in any
absolutely.
area on any team because Steph actually, who can average 35, 40 points if he wanted to, does not need the ball. Chris says all the time he knows ball. That was him dropping knowledge of knowing ball, the IQ. Cutting without the ball is not something that we see often in the league anymore. It's my turn, my turn. Give me the rock. Here, 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 here. And I just stand around and I end up becoming a fan watching you go off. Now you got 2 defenders on you, and your defender left to go double him, but you just still standing there. A lot of stuff. We'll have him back on, dropping more knowledge, dropping more of everything that you would think about with basketball because he does know ball, y'all. And part of the reason why he knows ball is because he stays ready, so he don't got to get ready. Bench Mob ENT, we out. Peace.
Peace, peace, peace.